Yeah, Cinco de Crypto. Come on, let's do it.
Hey, happy Thursday, everyone. It's Cinco de Crypto today. Look, we pretty much called it yesterday. We just exactly how we anticipated that it would happen. Let's see if we can get number four in today. So I'm your host, Clutch. We got B. Wellington over here. So let's dive into the charts and see what's going on.
Oh yeah, so we always start off on the daily just because. Don't mind my box down here. We'll be there eventually. Look,
Like tomorrow, let's
I
look
don't think
down
we're
and
going to
get
go
it.
that soon, but look, we had some interesting movement yesterday based upon the Fed's fund rate increase of 0.5%, at least the announcement and the conference thereafter. Had a nice fast pump. Do we think that's the beginning of the next bull run? I don't know. We are in this channel. We did reach the bottom of this channel. And so conceivably, if you are a 101 book by the book trader, you would say, okay, well, we must be headed up to make this higher high up in this area. Let me load up on the longs down in this area. And that's exactly what, institutions want you to do. What we'll say is be cautious because when we get into these areas, right, I would say the real support that we really have is going to be in this area right here, which would be in the 25-18 area. As far as and then getting down into these imbalance of these wicks. I mean, we talk about this every week, so I won't go into it too much. But we did make a significant move to the upside yesterday, and we're kind of clawing some of that back, as we speak now, which is pretty natural for the type of move that we had. So this was the last peak that we had yesterday that we broke through. So I'll take that off. And here's the other peak, the higher high that we had. We talked about this. We talked about the confluence between this peak as well as the 800 EMA. We got up to this 800 EMA, came down off of it, rejected off of it. We may retest this EMA again. We'll have to see if this cycles all the way through. So, the bulls are out there saying, hey, we came down, we played around, we've taken out the stops, relative to any longs that are coming out, and then made a fake move up to here, which was this candle, brought that down, took out more stops, came back to this trend line, and then pushed with some aggressiveness, out of this range. So, for those that, believe that the market is going to go up, we're really going to have to push ahead, push through this 800 EMA with some velocity, meaning with some vector candles, which, what these look like. We had really, if you look at the push yesterday, we had one large candle, which was the volume. And relatively speaking, yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good volume. They came in, but again, that was a fast move. What we know is that fast moves tend to be the false move. And so we've got this push up, and then we're slowly kind of bleeding down, waiting on these EMAs to cross over for any type of downside. But we're really just kind of hanging out at this point in time. But I imagine that we, reverse mean back to the 50 EMA, possibly get down to this pivot point. I'm looking to see what we do when we get into this area. So this would be the area of interest to be looking at to come back down and then see how we move from this area back up. If we move with some velocity, then we should expect at least to get back up to these peaks and retest this 800. But if we start breaking this area, I would anticipate that we get back down into some of the ranges that we saw yesterday and basically take out all the traders that went long in this move yesterday. If we look at smaller time frame, again, we what I like to see. So when we come up on these fast moves and it kind of hangs out, right? So it just hangs out. We're kind of below the daily open. I'll look to see where we start testing these EMAs here, the 200 and the 800. And again, we're at this pivot point area. So this is all kind of confluence of looking at where we're going to be in this area here. Again, we probably had a lot of guys that went long up in this area. This was a very fast move. We probably had a lot of folks that went that put in positions, and so we'll be able to see that more in high block and book map. but I would anticipate us to take out those stops here fairly quickly. We'll just 14 minutes is enough as far as a smaller time frame, but look for it to get back and break 2900s, this 2990, and kind of see how we react in this area here as we get to it. If we go to some of the other things that we look at, this is our uh, OI. So yesterday, as we mentioned, we had OI price drop. OI remained flat, right? Which means we didn't open a lot of positions based upon that particular move. Probably took out quite a bit of longs, but not shown relative to OI. This is the Binance chart. So pretty much OI has been flat. We had spot. If you remember, we had spot that was coming up as far as CVD is concerned. So basically accumulating, and I think spot was the reason for that big push. Perpetual market really hasn't got onto the move just yet. So you can see we're still kind of in a decline. So, we'll see how that goes. But, spots flattened out compared to yesterday. We've had some bumps on the stable coin side. And as you can see, OI has increased. So we'll have to see how that's increased. If those are longs or shorts that are increasing, my guess would be that there's longs given the fact of where we're at. Somewhat that'll give us an indication is the funding rate. And so we're pretty much neutral to positive across the board, which would indicate a positive sentiment. And so if we look at the market, which we've already opened on the future side, of course, we had the big announcement was yesterday, but we still have the news coming out today. Initial job claims that are out there at 200,000. These are probably more job claims. We have conflicting numbers because we have a good job outlook. Those jobs are in kind of service types areas, so they're not professionals, but professional jobs are experiencing where they're saying more experienced workers are deciding not to work anymore, basically quitting for the bullshit.
Yeah, hey man, that's how it is. They're learning to be
Yeah.
crypto traders.
And so you have somewhat of a positive job look in lower paying sectors, a negative outlook where people are in demand but workers are quitting, and so you got kind of that dynamic going on, and so that's pretty interesting. If we go to the market itself, let me refresh this because the market should be open, which they are. And so the initial is we're giving back some of the gains from yesterday. I think we're up like 800 points on Dow. I think 400 points on NASDAQ. Don't quote me on those. I'm just going by memory. But, here we see, on the open, a little bit of the downside, which I don't like. Oh, here, 932 yesterday. I don't like to see a lot of, drawdown in the beginning of the session because that can lead to a reversal at the end of the session, but we'll see. Looking at the earnings, we looked at the earnings before. I think we've got a couple of earnings coming out today on the 5th. I can look at those, but just looking at the headlines.
Look at that false hope that they're giving people right there. Dow soars 392 points as Fed raises.
Yeah, 932 points. Yeah,
Hey! If you go look at the Dow chart, it just did level 1 on the daily to go down.
Yeah. So let's see. This is the intraday 1 month. I don't know. They don't really give you too much on these things. Yeah. No. I mean, it doesn't look good, and the fact that the Fed raised rates, people don't understand. It's to tame inflation. Part of taming inflation is to drop the stock market, right? And so,
Yeah.
and they did it more aggressively than they had anticipated, right? It was 0.25. Now we're talking about 0.5 as far as raising the rates. Oil's back up to 110, right? Which is ridiculous, for the market to go up while oil's at those prices. So all that just tells me that this was somewhat of a false flag, right? So when we get into these bear markets, as the sentiment turns negative, more people go short, and therefore, that gives liquidity to move to the upside through short squeezes and things of that nature. And so I think everybody's anticipating with energy prices and commodity prices as they are, with the situation going on with China, that the market's going to go down. And I think institutions and market makers are just struggling with the fact that, retail is getting on board to going short, and there's not a whole lot that they can do other than create these pumps. I mean, look at this candle, right? This is extra
Jeez.
charts, bid ask. There's nothing in there, right? All this is flat. I mean, yeah, and you see where these green numbers, 2.1, 2.3, right? Like, these are all big orders that came in and drive this market up. Therefore, are these real? These are imbalances. And here we are, we've got, movement to the downside,
Yeah, plenty
right?
of
So
volume coming in these moves down here. Yeah.
yeah, so you would anticipate that this area right here at least gets checked, revisited, and that would bring us down to the areas we talked about, which is at 2870 to 2850. On the short side, you can see that shorts are starting to increase. This is EUSD on the hourly, are starting to increase a bit. So we may get some fluctuations in here. Like I mentioned, it may hang out up here. May even move to the upside to bust some of these out before it moves down. It's looking to clear some space. Some of these longs are closing as well. So all that is, kind of what the situation that's out there. So, it is Thursday. It tends to reverse. We did have a big move yesterday, so I would anticipate that even with these shorts building, that we do move to the downside, at least to that mean reversion, which is that 28.50 to 28.70 area, and we could return back up, test these peaks, and then we'll have to see what happens when we get back and test those peaks. But that could be a good trade in itself if it gets down there. So.
Very
That's
cool.
all I got on my end, buddy.
Yeah, let's get it going over here for sure.
Let's see what High Block and Book Map say.
Yeah, let's see. They
It wouldn't
decided.
surprise me if we saw some nice liquidity zones to the downside.
You're gonna see some really cool stuff coming up here in just a quick second.
I'm looking at some cool stuff right now. You in that hat.
Yeah, I know, right? Let me figure out how to get you over here. There we go.
How do you get a hat to look like that? What do you gotta do?
A hat to look like this?
Yeah.
What
What do you gotta do? Yeah.
You go buy it at Academy.
And then you stick a mug under it, and then you good.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
I can't see your screen.
Okay, cool. All right, so
we paid the internet, so we're doing good today.
yeah, that's good. I'm glad you paid your internet.
Come on, our 7 subscribers need to contribute so I can get my internet paid.
So we're still around.
Stream, baby. Like the stream. Let me get this internet paid. We're doing some fundraising.
All right, so yeah, like and subscribe below.
Like and subscribe below. See, that we need to promote. That we can to our 7. Tell your friends. Call your mama, call your daddy, tell them they need to, throw it on.
Hey, throw that Cajun
This
auntie.
This interracial love that we
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's jump in this real quick because we do. Hey, no. Only because we have some exciting stuff going on right now, live Bookmap. So let's get over to Bookmap after we get done with this, and then we can chit chat. So we're still hanging around the positive 4 billion range on the cumulative liquidation delta level. But as you can see, we had the gap down here yesterday. We did do that pump. We ranged in here. They're starting to fill this area. We have a gap here. So guys, honestly, not going to be surprised if we see some ranging action in here today. We have critical areas again. So this nice pump took off down here in the low 2800s. We have a low down here at 2768. We've been talking about that all week. And then another low down at 2718. So pay attention if we get down in those areas, 2718. Those are going to be critical areas that we need to pay attention to the downside to see if we break through them. On the upside, we came up and touched 2964 yesterday on that big pump we were talking about, and we've come back. We've had lower lows since then, but as you can see, we do have some long liquidations starting to form. Short liquidations starting to form above us. That's taking us all the way up into the 3023 range. So let's pay real close attention when we get back up here. If we head back up into the 2966 area, if we break up and continue to go upward, what I think is going to happen is we're going to come back into this range, clear some of this out, especially these 100x liquidations. So probably down mid-range, between 2874. We're already down in the low 2900s right now. So I'm anticipating mid-range here, and then it's kind of maybe moving through to get these short liquidations taken care of above us. That's just kind of what I'm thinking based on what I'm seeing. But this is the exciting part that's going on right now. Let bookmap just kind of catch up here for a second. So I move screens. Here we go. Okay, yeah. So we had a lot of 6,700 orders here a while ago. As you can see, they're definitely fighting. We got they're trying to chew through this wall. Like 2,900, this is a very critical piece of the puzzle to get through this morning. So let's pay close attention to see what happens, in the very short term, because two things are going to happen. We're going to plow through this, and we're going to keep going to the downside quickly, or this is going to hold, and then we're going to get that bounce. We're going to go probably up into those ranges like I was talking about. As you can see, our bubbles are getting smaller here. We don't have a lot of volume coming in here either. It's holding right now, but let's give it a few minutes to see what happens. As far as session volume profile goes, the big range, just zoom out here so you can really get a good look at the session volume profile. Sorry, we got a lot of data on here, so it takes a minute for everything to adjust when we try to move the ranges. It should be good here. Okay, all right, so as you can see, we're right above that very heavily traded area, which would be just below 2850. We're in this low volume range, so we're definitely going to be wanting to pick up a whole bunch of orders to kind of equal out here. Where we go from here, the range basically ranges from mid 2700s all the way up to the low 3000s in the range that we've been dealing with. We don't really have a whole lot of orders, up, but we do have some up here at 3000. These are key areas we were just talking about. And then we got, another stack of orders at 2750, another stack of orders at 2700. Again, right now where we're at, this is the critical point. Are we going to bounce, or are we going to break through and continue more downside action? So just pay really close attention to what's going on with that right now, and we'll see what happens today. That's about all I got.
Is that it?
That's it. Was that too fast?
It really looks like it's chewing through that wall. So it's kind of
it's trying
to see what it's doing. And you can see kind of CVD is it looks like it's flipping. It's about to flip as well.
It's trying, yeah, but we'll I don't know. We'll see.
Man, it's crazy because you were talking about this on the daily, was it at the Dow you were talking about?
Yeah.
But I'm also looking at the SPX, which they're all risk on assets.
Yeah.
But if we look at that, let's see.
It looks like level 1 on the way down, right?
I mean, if you really look at it, look at this thing.
Here.
Now this is the daily on the S&P.
Hold on. Show us your chart. Hold on.
Can you see it now?
No, hold on. It's on the wrong. Damn it! It's on the wrong screen.
How about this one?
No, you're good. I can see it. Our viewers can't see it. It's on the wrong screen. Oh no, come on. I don't know how to fix this. There we go. Okay,
You know,
okay, show us your screen now.
you see it?
Yeah,
Look at this. This is the S&P on the daily, which all of these kind of fall in line together. But with the daily, if this was crypto, people would be losing their fucking shit of the 200 crossing over the 50, right?
yeah,
And then
that's
we got the 800, you know,
the dead cross.
yeah. So we basically are looking to, you know,
And then look, so we're getting a relief little bounce to come back up into to probably tap that 50 one more time, and where the 50 and 200 are at, which is the relief bounce that happened with the news yesterday. Go up there and touch that, and then it's going to get rejected, and then it's going to tumble. So,
right. I mean, we've made a lower low on these,
yeah, man.
every time.
So this is what the market's seeing right now is just a rebound. And then I think after we go up and tap that 50 and maybe the 200 again, it's gonna be pretty catastrophic.
Hey, did we just splash our free service?
I think we did, because we're still alive, ladies and gentlemen. If you got that one, you're welcome.
10 minutes ago, so that was our wrap up. Buy some shit, Fox. So you got any? I just wanted to show that on our kind of our last, but you can see we're. Oh,
That's
man,
good.
We are dropping.
Did we break through?
2893. I'm breaking through 2900 as well.
Oh yeah, we did it.
So we broke through the book map.
Well, we did, but we got the red bubble with the green square. We got to be real careful about that one, guys. That's usually a sign of possible reverse. Oh man, this is something I haven't seen in a long time. We got a green square and a purple square.
Put it up, motherfucker.
I'm sorry, you can't see this. Hold on.
Motherfucker over there talking to himself.
I fix it. Okay. Here you go. All right. Yeah. So, we're here now, and we have a bunch of longs and a bunch of shorts.
Oh wow, look at that.
Are fighting. Like, this is a bullfight. This is a bull and bear fight live.
We're at 2900. They're fucking probably filming the show.
This is live. As you can see, though, we did get through that, and then the difference got rejected, but we did have a nice drop in CBD. So, wow, yeah, CBD dropped 7,000 points with us getting through there, and there's still.
And we are drawn down off of the VWAP as well, so we're kind of separating from the VWAP on the way down. And we've got so we have that orders at 2950, kind of that high end, but most of the liquidity looks like it's at the downside, no?
Yeah, that's what it's looking
Even
like.
session
Yeah,
volumes
look,
to the downside as well.
Yeah, I think we might keep running for sure. Yeah, so that's all we got today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then.